And since I got cut off at the last one, apparently I talked too much. I'm going to quick wrap up with this part two. I was talking about liberals before, and I said that if you pay attention to the portion that you see here in blue and green, this is really what you should focus on when we talk about liberals in our political system today. Generally, they're optimistic individuals, and they really look for the government to step in terms of equality, which you'll see later on really speaks to uh, part of socialism as well. Conservatives, for the most part, in our political system, are going to take a look at the government being much smaller in scope than those of the liberals. The liberals want the government to do more and play more of a role, whereas your conservatives want less government and more individuality. Here's one thing that a lot of people don't really point out, that conservatives, and this really speaks to how far right you are in politics today. A good conservative really wants to support a strong military, but they also want to legislate morality. And this is one that people don't really see, and you'll see that as I talk about. There's actually different types of conservatives. Conservatives are very pessimistic um, in their view, not just of human nature, but overall of government. They just don't think that um, people will do the right thing. So let them to their own devices. They'll crash and fail on their own. They're very big supporters of capitalism because in capitalism, the strong survive. It's very Darwin-esque, right? Um, for a conservative, overall, the government really, this is something else to really keep in mind, the government is really only there to ensure order, maintain order. So there's different types of conservatives. You have your traditional conservative here in the United States who is going to be pro-business, anti big government. They're going to really oppose things like New Deal legislation that came out in the 30s and the war on poverty, which was really a 1960s idea put forward with JFK and LBJ, the letter presidents. They're actually kind of against a lot of civil rights and oppose a lot of the civil rights, not because they think they're bad ideas, but they think that it's overly involved for the government to get into these things. People should be able to do for themselves. It goes beyond the scope of government in their eyes. It's not that they don't think that things like civil rights are bad or affirmative action is bad or New Deal programs were bad. What they really are saying is that, well, it's tough for those people. It sucks, but hey, that's life. It ain't easy. Get over it. You shouldn't be looking at the government for a handout or for the government to step in. Um, the big thing here that really a lot of people get confused about when it comes to conservatives, these traditional conservatives, is that they do periodically advocate for government activism. And you'll see that down here in purple. Government activism is really taking direct action to support something or to oppose something. And usually it goes with a controversial issue like war or abortion or gay marriage. Your traditional conservative will want the government to step in then. And traditionally, when they don't want the government to step in, they'll ask for it. We can talk a little more about that in class. But the other type of conservative is something called the social conservative. And they're not going to focus on economics, but a lot more on that other part, the morality thing, legislating morality. These people favor strong government to protect ideas or actions that would go against morality, like protecting children against drugs. They would also be against things like same sex marriage, affirmative action, abortion. These people are, your textbooks have been printed long enough. They call these people neoconservatives. Other textbooks that are slightly older will call them the new right. These people are alive and well in the conservative realm, the far right in political parties today, these new right or these neoconservatives, as they're uh, more commonly called, you see them in the Republican Party today. The far right of the Republican Party is known as the Tea Party today. These are these neoconservatives, these far right individuals that really do focus on a lot more morality than economics. Your traditional conservative will focus on economics and the power of capitalism. With that said, that was the last slide. I don't have any more. And that wraps up your Unit 2 Part 2 notes. I'll see you in class and have a great evening.